What's up, guys? I'm Improv, and this is my Ironman. I have no special restrictions and just plan to play the game my own way and show that even if you don't have all day to play, you can still achieve great things. This is Casually Maxing. Alright, after that last attempt of Sins of the Father, I am very tilted and very upset. I choked so hard, it had like 30 health left, and I stood in a lightning bolt and choked hard. So, very sad. For now, what we're going to go do, though, is we are going to get our Witchwood icon. We are going to go to K4s. We're going to go kill K4s to try to get our Black Mask. And then I think we're going to do some Slayer. One of the big reasons to do Slayer is, A, we need to get our Slayer up anyway. It's about time we start progressing our account in that manner. But also, we're going to do, I think, Vanica and try to get a vampire task. That way we can complete the quest pretty easily. And honestly, now I'm thinking about it, like, the quest has been such a high priority on my list because I really want to unlock Darkmire, but it really isn't like a huge deal whether I do that now or later. You know what I mean? I've just been pretty set on wanting to get that done, so that's the big reason for doing it. It's definitely stunted some of the progress in other areas of the account, but at the same time, we've actually made it kind of far as well. I think later on we might want to eventually hit up some Barrows. I know Barrows gear isn't like the best in the world these days, but still be pretty cool to get. And honestly, we're gonna want to complete the collection log anyway, so it is something that we will end up doing. Um, Another good reason that we're going to go to K4s besides the Black Mask is we are basically out of supplies, even if I wanted to do Sins of the Father right now. So with that being said, K4s drop pretty good seeds. I think they can drop Ranar seeds as well. And they definitely drop Ranars in general to make more prayer pots. So we're going to try to get some of those drops, and we're going to hopefully get the Black Mask in a pretty timely manner. All right. So we're here at K4s. I've killed about 200 of these so far. No Black Mask yet, but we are grinding. We are gonna get there. But as I was doing these, I was just thinking about burnout in general in games. You know what I mean? Especially in a game like RuneScape where it just takes so long sometimes to level up certain skills, especially once you get to a certain level. You know, the highest XP rates tend to be relatively low for how high of a level some of your skills get to. So it takes a long time to level up, and that instant gratification just doesn't come right away. What do you guys usually do to avoid burnout? For myself, it really depends on the task that I'm doing. Like, there's some things like doing this and hunting for the Black Mask, honestly, doesn't burn me out. Like, these I could sit here and kill for a while with no real issue. And I don't know if that's just because I know that it could happen at any point, but I do find that there are some more mundane tasks that, say, like 70 agility, for example, you know, just getting that skill, like doing it for long periods of time, I start to get really bored and I'm like, wow, maybe I should go do something else. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, in general, at least for me to avoid burnout, I try to do tasks that either I'm happy doing, or I try to set like mini goals. So the big reason actually I'm not 70 agility and I don't have full graceful yet is just because I've done that grind so many times on many different accounts that it it is such a chore at this point to do. But to get through it, basically what I'm doing is every once in a while I'll do a level or two, or I'll get some marks of grace, and then I'll just go back to doing some other more fun things that I want to do that aren't going to cause me to feel that way. But yeah, in general, I feel like everybody copes with burnout in different ways, because I find some people can do all kinds of tasks and just power through it. Maybe it's more of a mental thing. I don't know. I was just sitting here thinking about it, how it's just crazy how there's just some things that I can do for many, many hours on end, and then other things even like 20, 30 minutes in, I'm just like, ugh, I gotta do something else. Just wondering if you guys feel the same. While I was killing cave horrors, I looked at my loot tab and realized I was missing out on a lot of gold by not looting it just because it was just so little. So what I decided I was going to do is use a couple of my crystal keys, get some dragon stones, and make a couple rings of wealth. That way, while I'm doing Slayer and anything else and I am wearing it, it will automatically pick up gold drops. This is the first Dragonstone equipment I have. Obviously, we're going to have to go for the glory at some point, but this is kind of the first step. Let you know I'm kind of getting there. Oh, man. We have killed 574 K4, so we are a little above the drop rate right now. Hopefully, we get this Black Mass soon. Let's go. We got it. We got the drop. All right, we finally got the Black Mass drop, which is very, very nice. It was a little over drop rate. It took us about 709 kills to get it. It is a 1 in 512 drop rate, so we were about 200 kills over the drop rate, which isn't too bad. I feel like it could definitely be a lot worse, but we finally got the drop, so now what we need to do is figure out what method we want to do to imbue it. If you are an OG viewer, then you know I spent a lot of time here at Soul Wars when I first made the account. Soul Wars has some pretty awesome rewards. I do think this is going to be the method I use to imbue my Black Mask. I believe I need about 300 points. On a win, you can get a maximum of, I believe, 60 zeal. And on a loss, I think you can get a maximum of about 30. So regardless, it should, if we are getting our right requirements done, should take about 10 games, maybe less. It really just all depends. So we're going to try to knock this out. I also like Soul Wars just because it's a bit more fun than the other methods, right? I could do Nightmare Zone, but then I'm going to have to AFK and find something to do while I do that. Or I could go do the PvP arena, but then you have the chances of going against obviously much better PvPers and maybe not even getting it done. So this is the method I think is going to work out best. So stay tuned. Let's see what happens. So let me give you guys a rundown of what I usually do. So what I do here is I will grab a few of the potions of power. The potions of power act as a prayer pot and as a super combat. So typically I will sip that. I'll make sure I have my protection prayers set to, in my case, chivalry and protect from melee. And then typically what I like to do, if I get down here in time, go to the graveyard, get some points for capping that. Obviously I didn't here. But then what I like to do is pop my quick prayers, just keep them activated pretty much the whole time. And then go over here to the Forgotten Souls. And we are going to get the soul fragments and then deposit them in the center. Now, there are going to be other PvPers here. You're more than welcome to attack them if you'd like. But I'm not going to do that right now. All right, and then once you deposit soul fragments, you will get the icon strength down, which is basically an overshield. And then you are free to attack him. If you have protect from melee, throw that on. That way you don't get hit. And watch the points roll in. If you're one of the people destroying the icon and killing it, there's usually going to be some other people on your team, probably lower levels, that are just going to deposit fragments the entire time, which will, again, get the strength down to 0 and allow you to hit pretty hard. I don't remember if I mentioned, but each game is about 15 minutes long, so you can get about 4 games done in an hour. So in a perfect world, this is looking at like a 2.5 hour grind to get the imbue. In a not so perfect world, obviously a little bit longer. All right, so we lost that game, but I did get 40 zeal off of that. So that's not bad. That's not bad. 40 for a loss is actually pretty great. So at that rate, it should still take a little less than 10 games. That's not bad. If you guys made it this far in the video, drop a like, drop a comment, and let me know what your guys' current goals are in game. All right, just finished up the last game. We got 40 zeal there. We have 324 zeal total, and I believe we just need 300 to imbue, so we are probably done with Soul Wars for a little bit. That took a little less than 2 hours to get done here. Shout out to Zeal Games CC. They usually make games pretty quick. I was running it with them, and it was a great time. So now we'll withdraw this nice juicy black mask here. We're going to trade Nomad, and we're going to go to Imbues. It's 500 tokens. I could have swore it was 300. My bad, false alarm. We're going back for more. All right, we actually finished up the grind this time. Got our 500 zeal tokens, and now we can imbue the black mask. The reason the imbue is so good is because not only will you get the attack and strength bonuses, you're also going to get the range bonus and the magic bonus. Meaning, for Slayer, I can use any attack style, and it's going to be amazing. So definitely an important upgrade for the account. Thank you guys for sticking around. I'll see you guys in the next video.